Hello everyone, and welcome to Hearts of Iron 4. This is not a Let's Play, at least not yet. This is more a little commentary. You may have noticed this, I do reference historical events. I'm really interested in history. I occasionally comment on it on Twitter, occasionally, very rarely. For example, I know this is D-Day. I can't remember what and so we've got US, so that means it's Omaha or Omaha. So I can't remember what they were. I know that ours were, as in the British, well, the Empire. We'll say well, was it? It was the British Empire at the time. Sword, Juno, and gold. And I know Omaha was one of the Americans. I can't remember what the fifth one was. I know there were five. Side thing. Fairly sure this is D-Day. Looks it. Although there's no... Doesn't seem to be any German troops. Maybe they've already been cleared out. I don't know. Or maybe I'm horribly wrong. So, I enjoy history, and I enjoy war games. I enjoy board war games and video war games, as in Hearts of Iron 4. And one of the recurring issues is balancing gameplay with historicity, for one point, and secondly, how do you judge something to be historical? Is it are you looking for an historical outcome, or are you looking for historical intentions? There we go. That's the word. Historical intention. So I normally try and play these games with historical intentions, and then break the history. So let's have a look at one of my recent games. That's different. Let's not. So my recent game, my most recent game, decided to do this video, also because I'm running low on Dragon Age Inquisition videos, and I'll eventually have to do them. Is my Germany game. Now you'll notice a few weird things have happened. I own part of Romania. I own part of what was Yugoslavia. We have Yugoslavia here and Croatia here. So I went a slightly different route. I try and go with historical intentions, as I said, and I struggled to get the Anschluss off early because, and this is a way to balance gameplay with historicity, you need to have a certain sized army before going into Austria. Which isn't historical, which I'm fairly sure isn't historical because that was a political coup of Hitler's. It wasn't anything to do with the military, so that's rather pointless. Czechoslovakia, possibly the Sudetenland, was a diplomatic coup, and probably one of the worst things the UK's ever, well, not ever done, but UK's done in recent history in Europe. The Munich Agreement about the fate of Czechoslovakia, to which we didn't invite Czechoslovakia. So the Sudetenland, okay, that really should be a diplomatic thing. And then taking Czechoslovakia, making a decision on Czechoslovakia, what Germany's going to do by marching in, should be a military decision, because Czechoslovakia was a little tempted to have a go at it. You'll notice we have Vichy France, and that is because similarly to what happened in Austria and Czechoslovakia, we kind of built up the fascist press, and we also did that up here in Scandinavia. I'm currently working on Finland in the game. I did it in America. Not entirely sure. It was rather pointless, and certainly not historical. Although Hitler did support fascists in the United Kingdom, which is pointless because they always lead the Allies. Let's get into the game, shall we? Right, here we are. I've got people on the French border, people on the Dutch border. Now they're also on the way to becoming fascists, kind of. The next election, they'll elect a fascist. They're members of the Allies. Leads me to my first frustration. Vichy France is a member of the Allies. France joins the Allies. It's what they do. It's one of the things that they will be going through. So, if you've not played Hearts of Iron 4, you have this track, and basically it's making decisions about what you do. You can build up, for Germany, you can build up fortresses along the French border. You can have the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. You can remilitarize the Rhineland, go back in. Then there's the Anschluss. You can demand the Sudetenland, the various Vienna Awards. You can ally with Italy. You can ally with Spain, something that didn't historically happen, but could well have happened, certainly. You can assert your claim to Memel. You can go to war for Danzig, which I actually haven't done. I'll get to that in a moment. You can do some stuff with Yugoslavia, which I haven't done. I did do some slightly ahistorical things, but generally stuck with historical kind of goals. I wanted to be friendly to Scandinavia, which ultimately Hitler did want, as far as I recall, and I wanted lands in the east. So that's what I've worked towards. I don't want war with France. Hitler never wanted war with France, and he didn't want war with the United Kingdom either. We've got a fascist in the Allied camp, and we have Poland. Poland was influenced by the Communist Party because, of course, it's 1942, and I haven't gone in there because I was working my way around here. So Croatia, radical Yugoslavia, and legendary Romania are all my puppets. I don't think Bulgaria is. I think you're your own thing, aren't you? Yes. But I kind of have control over a lot of the Balkans. Hungary isn't mine, although there'd probably in real life, if this is where it'd gone, there'd probably be a bit of pressure on Hungary. But what's happened is Italy, having taken the Yugoslavian coast, went to war with Greece. This is where things get weird, because Greece was a member of the Allies. They'd been Britain and France had guaranteed them, which is something I think they did kind of pre-World War I. They guaranteed them, and they guaranteed their independence. So they then came into the war against Italy. Now the Allies included Poland, so Poland was at war with Italy. This is where things get really confusing, because the communists started a coup. I'm fairly sure that's what happened, which split Poland in two. You have the Polish People's Republic, which is a communist state set up by the Soviet Union, and then you have Poland. Now, because they're technically the same country, kind of, they were both at war with Italy over Greece, which means that the Polish People's Republic is at war with Poland, and they're both kind of allied to the United Kingdom. This makes not only no historical sense, but just no sensible sense. The United Kingdom and the Allies would have stood up for Poland. They haven't. I've got a Panzer unit somewhere with these guys. Where are they? They're up here. I've got an infantry unit somewhere. No. Where are you? I've misplaced my units. They're over here. I have an infantry unit and a panzer division, an infantry division and a panzer division, fighting for Poland as Germany, and I'm sending them tanks. I am doing more to defend Poland than the United Kingdom and France, Vichy France, who are fascists, against the communists. Okay, that kind of makes sense historically. When he's a member of the Allies faction, and I've got a claim on his land. I've got a claim on Danzig. And I'm in a really weird position, because I use the Danzig or war option, because you can. And what have I got claims on? Danzig, yes. I have claims on... So I use that claim, Danzig or war. And Poland Poland, not the Polish People's Republic, but Poland, said, you can have Danzig when we win the Civil War. Now, the Polish People's Republic have capitulated. They've given up. The Civil War isn't over because they are a member of the Comintern. They are now officially in the massive communist bloc. Well, I mean, this strip of land is part of the communist bloc, along with, I think it's Mongolia, Tannu-Tuva, Xinjiang. I think these three are part of the communist bloc, and that's it, along with this wee strip of land. Now, the way capitulation works makes no sense, historically. You think of what historically happened to France, they had a separate peace. You think about what happened to Italy, they had a separate peace. Other land was just conquered. And you don't get that in this game. You get it in EU4, you get it in Crusader Kings 2, I think you get it, I haven't played Victoria 2 in a while. But you're not getting it here, because they want to have it be, the faction, and then they come and free you, which, again, historically did happen. It historically did happen that countries came in and liberated you, but that can be something that comes out of a peace. I'm always bothered by the fact they've checked that they do something different here that doesn't make sense. But the Polish People's Republic has fallen. Their capital, Warsaw, is owned by Poland, who owns their own capital, which is Krakow. That's probably not the correct Polish way of saying it, I'm sorry. So I need to get involved with this, but I can't declare war on the Soviet Union because we have a non-aggression pact. Because, as we know, the non-aggression pact between Germany and the Soviet Union stopped Hitler from declaring war on the Soviet Union. Just little things like that. So I can't actually... Well, I probably could progress, but it would take me a while to do things. I should just be able to break it. There should be a reflection on the world tension, which has gone up quite a way. But loads of people are helping out. Like we've got fascist Sweden, fascist Spain, fascist United States, Venezuela, myself. There's Poland. I think Italy's up there. Italy is at war with the Soviet Union for their own thing. You can say, the Soviet Union used to be up here. Finland's not fascist yet. That's rather disappointing. And I've already pointed out Vichy France being allied. They should just leave or be kicked out, because then, or they should want to join Germany and Italy, being with as the fascist party. But they can't because they're stuck in this war, which makes no sense. They should just be able to leave the war and go, this isn't our issue. We don't care about Greece. The principal part is France first. They are the Mouvement Franciste, which I'm guessing is they are the pro-France party. This whole thing is weird and mental. And I've kind of ranted about all my problems with this. I've got a few other things that I may want to talk about. Let's load my France game. Historically, because France, in France's position, did not want to go to war. Neither France nor the United Kingdom wanted war with Germany. They didn't want another war like World War I. And when it got to that point, they backed down. When it got to that point where war started, they were preparing for a World War I scenario, trench warfare, which I actually kind of got along the Maginot Line, which is here. Germany is holding on to one of them, annoyingly. Part of it. So when Germany went for the Rhineland, I went, no, you're not having it. You're not breaking it, which, admittedly, ahistorical. But I'm in a position where I own all of Italy's land. I can't now, or at least I'm fairly sure I can't. I can't go to Italy. I can't release them. I can't go, you know what? We're gonna release Italy as its own thing. I can release Syria and Lebanon from my own lands, but I can't. And when I declared war based on the Rhineland, a communist bloc had a civil war, which technically is still ongoing. You don't put down civil wars as if they're a revolution in EU4, which doesn't make sense to me. I think that's very much what it should be. But this is the way it's hard-coded. This is the way it's coded into the game, so I'm fairly sure they're not going to change it at this point. Germany, when it comes to the Rhineland, should not go to war. Germany, when it was Hitler's orders for entering the Rhineland said, if you are stopped by French troops, retreat. I stopped them. I said no. So I sent troops in to stop them. They should have retreated. But again, what we're seeing is the game is structured for historical outcome. It is something I'm not a fan of. I don't want a game that is going to try and put me into a position where, oh, you're definitely going to go to war. You're definitely going to push to war. I want a game that makes me look at it and makes me go, actually, I'm forced to want what these people want. My national unity is 45%. I think it starts about 20. I should want to not go to war. Now, not putting national unity up for France is going to be pretty difficult, or you have to put a lot of power in Paris. You capitulate, your country breaks, as it were, when your national unity, when you've lost points, a percentage of your points equal to your national unity. So I'd have to lose 45% of my points at this point, 20% at the beginning. I should not feel ready. I should want to do more. I should be able to do more, to build that up and build up my army, because I don't feel ready, because I don't want war for one reason or another, or have this as a ticking increase the longer there's peace, which again encourages France and the United Kingdom to maintain peace. Now, I know it's 1939, and so technically World War II hasn't started historically, but one of the key things the United Kingdom advised or tried to do was an attack on Narvik, which I think is around here. Is that one of these naval bases? I can't see the name of the actual place. You're not giving me the name of it. Oh yeah, here's Narvik. The assault on Narvik was to cut off the trade from Sweden to Germany, which came through Norway. Now, there's no reason to do that. There is no reason to do that in this game. The United Kingdom is going to jump up here if he's attacking Germany and come down, or he's going to do what he did historically, which he doesn't do in this game, which is an expeditionary force. So in this game, you can offer people an expeditionary force. So you give them a number of troops, and they get added to their supply. Now, historically, you had the British Expeditionary Force, which was controlled by France. And France had started extending the Maginot Line. So the Maginot Line is a line of fortresses, and originally they'd had it on the border with Germany, so around here-ish. Yeah, along this border, you can just see it. And people had been advocating for a while that they should extend the line here. But no, of course, then we're leaving Belgium alone. However, Marshal Pétain, was it? I can't remember. Wanted to started extending the line along here. Unfortunately, it was very late. You'll notice a lot of forest here. This is the Ardennes forest. And so they started building down here, and they left this space. Because, of course, the Ardennes would be impenetrable to armour. It wasn't. They came sweeping through. With France and the United Kingdom, the British troops, the British Expeditionary Force, having marched into Belgium, expecting an attack through, basically kind of where Brussels is. Through Liège, Namur, Brussels. Through here. They marched in, the Germans swept round to Calais, and the British and French had to retreat to Dunkirk to have the Dunkirk, the miracle of Dunkirk, where almost all of the British troops got out, and I think a number of French managed to sail across. But of course, that's not going to happen because Germany's not going to hasn't attacked Belgium. But when you build extend the Maginot Line, you do it in one go. It's not a slow build, because you're on one of these national foci where you build up things. So you pick one, and it takes 70 days to do. So extending the Maginot Line takes 70 days, and then you do it. You get the event extension of the Maginot Line. But you wouldn't have this sudden build, and you're getting this speed because, partially because you can see everything that goes on. This speed, and also the incompetence of the French. The other issue is again a cause for effect. Historical is design for effect. Germany had very few troops on the French border while attacking Poland, and the reason for this is they thought they could take Poland quite quickly, and Hitler didn't really, again, want to fight France, the United Kingdom. His policy had always been Lebensraum in the east, so expansion in the east, peace with the west. And historically, what happened is he ended up taking this bit of France. I could look at one of my other games to see this. This much of France, Belgium, and the Netherlands. And the Netherlands. I think he tried to take Denmark as well. He took half of Poland, most of Czechoslovakia and all of Austria, but he had a treaty, a non-aggression pact with Russia, Operation Barbarossa. Blah 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 blah. So he went to Poland, and there was this thing called the Saar Offensive, where I think the French troops went across this river and took a space and then went back. They didn't want war. Similarly to kind of selling Czechoslovakia for a few more years of peace. They didn't want war with Germany. So they didn't push on the obvious space they had. And again, it's designed for effect. Germany has to attack Poland and at the very least hold France, which is something that wouldn't have happened if France had pushed in. And again, there's elements of history, but the elements are historical effect. What happened? How can we reconstruct that, even if what the things we do don't make sense and aren't historical? You can create Vichy France. You can create a little puppet state of France. But if you're at war with a faction, you can't make countries of that faction a puppet without taking pretty much the entire faction down. And it frustrates me because you can do stuff like that in other Paradox games, and I don't know why they've not put it here. You can't really liberate countries as a part of a war deal. So I've played it a bit, and I enjoy it, and I will keep playing it, but I'm not a fan of the way they've dealt with the history in this. So this has been however long rant almost criticizing the historicity. Critiquing. I'll say that, it sounds nicer. Critiquing the history. I'd like to see a more actually historical start point rather than I'd rather see a historical idea where things happen because of the history. Things happen because of the historical reasons behind it, not because, like in this, you can pick historical AI, and they pick which one they're doing each time, and it's like they pick which ones were actually picked historically. But I don't like that. If I play this with 7 people, and we try and play with historical intention, we should be able to get something resembling history. Now, admittedly, I don't have 6 friends, so I can't do that. So I wouldn't be able to do. I don't know if anyone's actually got this game that I know. But I don't know if if that would happen, where all 7 people try to play historically. So the 7 major powers that you'd play: United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, Soviet Union, United States, and Japan. Those are the 7 primary nations. So they have their own special tree thing. So you can see, like, with Germany, the first one is the remilitarization of the Rhineland, and you probably should start with that. That's the one I'd start with, and did. Then you go to the Anschluss and so on. France has got one about, do you stand with the United Kingdom or do you stand with Czechoslovakia? Italy, I can't really click on Italy. Italy has one. Poland has one as a DLC. I think that was a pre-order bonus. I did pre-order this. So not something I'd normally do, but I do trust Paradox in general, and I know I enjoy their games. They are going to be bringing out more ones, but as I say, I think they're going to be more bits of DLC. I'm not sure if trying to play historical, and I mean historical intentions, would result in you getting historical outcomes. Even if all 7 of you are trying to do it. So, the United Kingdom wants to avoid war, but there's a line. France is pretty much the same way, which is why they stood with Poland. Italy wants to build a Mediterranean empire, and Mussolini wants basically to recreate a Mediterranean empire. He wants to have the southern coast of France. He wants to have North Africa. He wants Greece and the Balkans. The Soviet Union kind of want to be left alone, and they kind of want to be left alone, but will fight Germany if pushed. Germany wants to spread eastwards and have peace in the west. Japan wants to expand and take in particular China, but wishes to expand almost anywhere. So, wait, am I at war with the Soviet Union in this game? I'm getting distracted. Oh, I am. I have no idea who they're fighting. But yeah, I don't think you'd get that. The United States wants to. Actually, what does the United States want to do? The United States, as a people, want to stay out. The politicians don't want to see Germany or the Soviet Union win, but you kind of want to stay out of it. And Poland, you want to hold on to your territory. So you've got all of these. I think that was everyone, wasn't it? 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. That's kind of everyone, kind of doing their thing. And I'm not sure how 7 players trying to play historically would result in. I'm not sure they would result in a historical outcome, or something resembling a historical outcome, because of course there's going to be randomness in combat and whatever. Otherwise, it's just deterministic. You could just game it, and you need to have the randomness. So it wouldn't be exactly the same. There would be different chances. There's a few mechanical things I don't like, but this is purely thinking about the history, and I'm not sure it's that good. Well, I'm not sure it's as good as it could be. There we go. I'm not sure the history in this game and the AI is as good as it could be for the history. But then again, maybe myself and Paradox kind of look at things with a different design philosophy of designing for historical effect and designing for historical intention. And I'd rather have the historical intention. I'd rather be encouraged to have the same reasoning behind what they do, rather than the historical intention. I remember in Hearts of Iron 3, playing as Poland, being offered a guarantee from the United Kingdom and France that they would guarantee my independence, and I rejected it, and then Germany left me alone, because they were programmed not to take Danzig, but to fight the United Kingdom and France, which is designing for effect, not designing for the effect rather than designing for the intention. So, this has been a long video. So, yeah, just a few very more than a few, a number of rambly thoughts about Hearts of Iron 4 and the historicity thereof. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching.